Walk proud, we shining light. Walk proud, we shining light. For those who out here doing things, we need to know your name. Well, here's the right place. We shining lights. To walk proud, we shining light. Walk proud, we shining light. For those who out here doing things, we need to see your face. Here's the platform, here's the stage. We shining lights. To walk proud, yeah.
What's poppin', everyone? I'm Kay White along with Jazz Holland, and welcome to Walk Proud Podcast. Today, we're switching it up a little bit, not doing your average guest on the show. We're going to talk about a little bit of NFL. There's a lot of key matchups today, and we have, of course, my favorite, the NFC East, who are looking very horrible. But it's a key matchup for my Dallas Cowboys today to try to get first with the red rifle. What are you looking forward to as far as, like, I know you like your Patriots.
Yeah.
How do you think Cam's holding up there in New England?
So it started out real good, but now I'm I don't know. Last week was a weird week, and I think it had a lot to do with, for one, Cam not being there, like overall, with the COVID thing. And then so I think last week was kind of them getting on track type week. What scares me the most about them, though, is the fact that Cam has to be everything. He has to be the lead rusher. He has to be the lead passer. Last week, he had to be the lead receiver. They had Julian Edelman throwing on the ball. It's kind of like, what?
Crazy.
Like, there's no way they're gonna make it like that. But I feel like they have a shot to do really well. It's just the fact that last week was kind of one of those weeks where it's like they're coming off of being, a little discombobulated, if you will.
Yeah.
And so now they're trying to put the pieces back together. So today I think would be a big test of who they are, like, moving forward,
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of how I feel as far as with that. But I'm pulling for him because I'm a big Cam fan. I've always been a Patriots fan. So I think that I'm pulling for him today. I just need a good game out of Cam. Plus, he's my second quarterback on both my fantasy leagues. So I need him. Yeah.
I got to switch up my fantasy, man. I got I got Dak.
Oh, yeah. You took a blow.
I'm gonna have to find somebody.
Yeah.
My backup is Fitzpatrick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're in trouble. Yeah, so
week, man.
so Cam's my backup in both my leagues. Kyler Murray's my one in both my leagues. So
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But anyway, so yeah, that's a game I'm looking forward to. Looking forward to seeing. What about you? I know you're looking forward to your Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm always looking forward to the disappointment, but but no, I mean, honestly, the game I'm really excited about is really the Seahawks and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Russell's been playing phenomenal. He's been playing phenomenal his whole career.
Right.
Like, this year, I say, like, number one quarterbacks, if he was still healthy, it would have been on Dak, because Dak was on track for an amazing season other than the wins.
Right.
But yeah, man, just seeing those two go at it, I'm ready to see what Kyler Murray has in him.
Me too.
I think this game will really test him, because Russell Wilson is a gunslinger, bro.
I think it'll test him as far as him having to put up points, because the defense is terrible. Seattle's defense is not the Legion of Boom that we used to know. So
I don't even know if they're a Legion.
right. So I think it'll test him to have to put up points, because one thing you usually expect from Russell Wilson and the Seahawks is for him to put up points.
Yeah.
So I think basically Murray's gonna have to do the same thing, which I think he's capable of. I think with Hopkins over there, man, you throw that dude the ball and it's a no-brainer. He's gonna catch it pretty much every time.
That is crazy, man.
Yeah, so you notice on the schedule, they switched that game. That game was originally at 3, and then with the Raiders having COVID issues, the late game was supposed to be Tampa Bay and Las Vegas, but with the Raiders having COVID issues, like the whole offensive line, they said had caught or replaced on, like, the COVID list.
Yeah.
Right, which sucks for Josh Jacobs. But
dude, Josh Jacobs, man,
so
he turned into his brother.
So that game now is at 3:05, or let me double check my stats. It's at 3:05, and then so the late game now would be the Seattle Cardinals game, which I think more people, to me, I think it's more of an interesting game that I want to watch for late night. So
I'm not going to want to. I like Derek Carr. I like the David Carr too, but I don't want to see him getting beat up like that, man.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So the guy I'm playing in my league has Josh Jacobs as his running back. So I don't know how that's going to look. Plus, Tampa Bay's actually got a really good defense, which is something that they ain't been getting a lot of credit for. But their defense is actually really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't they have Ndamukong Suh, right? They got Sue.
Yeah. Yeah, he was all in Aaron Rodgers' ear last game. Like after every play, they were sitting there chopping.
They're just chopping. Oh my God. I never seen like Aaron Rodgers get so heated. Like he really got heated with Sue.
Yeah, he looked thrown off. He looked thrown off this game.
Yeah.
Which is stuff you don't see all the time. So.
But I mean, one thing about Aaron Rodgers, I never worry about him and his teams because I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but they were like on a bad losing streak, and he was like, "Don't worry, we'll fix it."
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, they went on like a 7-8 game winning streak. Like, so Aaron Rodgers is a guy I never really questioned.
Mm-hmm.
What I do question is his receiving core.
Yeah.
I mean, all he got really is Devontae Adams, and
that's really all he's had. I mean, the tight end's starting to step up now. The how you said Robert Tonyan or whatever. Actually, I picked. The only reason I know about him is because I was watching when they played Atlanta a few weeks back, and the dude had like 3 touchdowns or whatever. And then I looked at the stats, and he'd had 5 touchdowns like in those past 3 games. And I'm like, okay, so hopefully that's a new weapon because I picked him up in fantasy. So I'm hoping he's a new weapon. He disappointed me last week, but then Green Bay as a whole disappointed me last week. So I can't feed off too much in one game. So
that was crazy.
Yeah, it could have been just coming off a bye week. I feel like a lot of people think having that rest week helps, but to me, I feel like if you've been playing consistently, you already rolling. You know, you should be on a good roll as opposed to trying to get back ready for a game after you've been off for a week. So I usually don't read too much into those games. So we'll see what happens this week.
Oh yeah, man. Those bye weeks. I mean, I hate them because I mean, you kind of lose momentum. You need it,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's just when it's trying to come back. I never really expect a team to come back and just go crazy after the bye week.
Right.
It's always up in the air.
Yeah.
But like the other key matchup, which is really big, I think about is Pittsburgh and Tennessee.
That's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be a really good one.
I didn't expect Tennessee to be as good as they were.
You said what?
I didn't expect Tennessee to be as good as they are this year so far. I didn't really expect Pittsburgh to be as good as they are this year.
Yeah. I mean, Tennessee, I expected them to do decent.
Right.
Like I wasn't expecting this from Pittsburgh at all.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it kind of makes me think like, I'm ready to see what Antonio Brown does with Tom Brady.
Right.
It's just like from what I'm seeing recently, it's just Ben Roethlisberger made him. He just knew how to put the ball in the money.
It's hard to say because when he got to, you think that he only played 1 week in New England, but when he played that game, he went off, you know?
Yeah, he did go off.
So it's kind of like, it's kind of a different concept because you can compare that to Le'Veon Bell too because remember, Bell was a beast with Pittsburgh, but then with the Jets, he was not the same guy. Given, obviously, the Jets as a team isn't as good as Steelers, but he still wasn't the same. If he's that good, he wasn't the same guy.
I blame a lot of Le'Veon Bell's issues, honestly, on Adam Gass, the Jets coach.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
they never got along, apparently.
Yeah, and I don't really care for him as a coach because he doesn't seem like he's a running back coach, period.
Mm-hmm.
You had Ajayi, and you send him to Philadelphia, gets a Super Bowl ring.
Right.
Like, you're letting go of your best players all because of ego.
Yeah.
It really has to just be ego because he wants it his way, but his way has got them 0-6.
Right.
But yeah, man. I mean, with Le'Veon Bell, though, also, since you brought him up, with him in Kansas, I think it's a good fit because offensive coordinator, it wasn't Le'Veon Bell, my bad. It was Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown, who went to the Bucs. The reason he chose the Bucs is because the offensive coordinator, the head coach was the offensive coordinator for Pittsburgh.
Well, him and Brady apparently have a really good relationship.
Good relationship too. So I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, on and off the
I
field.
went to see him in Seattle though. I'm not gonna lie.
I did too for fantasy purposes because I got him. So yeah, I kind of wanted to see him there too, but unfortunately, he's with Tampa Bay. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out, man. I don't know how they're gonna. Mike Evans hasn't really had a great season. Godwin's been hurt a lot this year so far. So who knows how that's gonna shake up things? You know, it might push somebody to get better. Who knows how the spread's gonna go? Gronk's finally starting to come around. So because they lost OJ Howard, I don't know. I don't know if that was a plan altogether. It was for Gronk to kind of pick it up as we went on. Who knows if OJ Howard didn't get hurt, would he like be in the position he is now? So it's kind of
Because OJ Howard good. I mean,
yeah.
he's very good.
Him and Braid. Braid's good too. He's been good since he's been there. But it's getting like now when you add Antonio Brown, like there's so many pieces that need the ball because you think of Ronald Jones has been running really good. And then Fournette hasn't actually even been able to get going. He's had one good game, but he's been hurt. But you add that into it, it's starting to become like the Chiefs, basically. Like it's all these weapons that need the ball.
Exactly.
So it's kind of one of those. You don't have to. You say what?
You can only have so many DBs on the field, man.
Yeah.
So
that's gonna be tough to. That's gonna be tough to match up with.
Because they got Jones, who's very athletic, so he's gonna be hard to tackle.
Right.
Fournette, who's just gonna run you over, so that's hard to tackle.
Yeah.
I think of Fournette as a mini Henry.
Yeah, I'd say that.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't want to tackle neither one of them. I think if I was in the open field, I'd probably just be like, you know what, keep my check this week. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Man, dude's big.
Yeah, they got LaShawn McCoy, but Shady ain't what Shady used to be. So
yeah, Shady ain't. Wait, hold on. Where's LaShawn McCoy?
Tampa Bay.
For real?
Yeah, he was the second back, and then when they signed Fournette, he moved to the third back.
Oh man, okay. I didn't realize. I thought he was out the league.
Yeah, he was there. He was in Tampa Bay.
It's just crazy how I used to always look for him in fantasy.
Yeah, I've had him every year. This is the first year I didn't grab him.
Yeah, this is crazy.
He's disappointed me every year.
He disappointed me at Kansas. I'm not gonna lie, I was hurt. I was mad about him in Kansas City. I thought he was gonna like ball out.
I did too, but didn't work out.
All right. Well, I mean, like the next matchup would be for first would be man, it's crazy. Carolina and New Orleans are fighting for first in their division.
Man, that's gonna be a good one. I'm not sure what's happening with the Saints. Like I've heard all type of rumors when it comes to Michael Thomas, so I'm not 100%.
Man.
You say what?
I think something's got to be other than injuries and things with Michael Thomas.
Right. I heard it's off the field stuff, like him getting into it with players. I've heard of possibly them wanting to trade him. I've heard a lot. So it's kind of like all these injuries all of a sudden because he's never missed a game, and now he's like, it's just a total different injury from his initial injury now. So it's like, what's really happening?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think he's mad at. He might still be mad at Breeze for not understanding.
Yeah, but speaking of that, Breeze ain't even been Breeze to me. He looks a little shaky, which is weird.
Yeah. He hasn't been up to par lately either.
Right. So maybe them coming off a bye week could help with that, some of that. But I'm not sure. Saints don't look like what I thought they were gonna look like initially off the bat.
They starting to look like they should have moved on to Teddy Bridgewater because he's in Carolina.
Yeah. So I mean, I doubt they will, but obviously they got Jameis Winston as the backup there now. But it's kind of interesting to see, like, does that, you know what I'm saying, ever start to develop as a story of him possibly playing, you know?
Yeah.
Which, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd get the other dude.
Hill, Taysom Hill or whatever.
Because like people don't see it, but like when he was in college, he got an arm.
Yeah, he was BYU, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was a quarterback, right? At BYU.
He's just very athletic.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as throwing skills, I mean, I'd at least put him up there with the way Alex Smith was at the beginning of his career.
Mm-hmm.
His playing style reminds me of Alex Smith because when Alex Smith first got into the league, him and Aaron Rodgers were two athletic quarterbacks. They could both run, juke you, whatever.
Right.
But, I mean, as with Aaron Rodgers, he had more leeway to move around in that system.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Smith, they made him a pocket passer.
Right.
In the beginning, he was kind of like Tatum. Taysom.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that game is going to be amazing. I think. I hope it's a close game.
Yeah.
I hope it
Yeah.
is. Cause, I mean, I hope Teddy Bridgewater comes out on top. I
I
just
don't know.
love stories. You know what I mean?
Right. So I'm pulling for Bridgewater just for personal because I have Robbie Anderson on my fantasy. Everything for me is tied to my fantasy right now.
I don't think anybody really has teams anymore. It's just like
Right.
fantasy league now.
Like my favorite player like in the league like for the last 3 years has been Alvin Kamara. And so I'm pulling like I need them to help him though. You know, it's like he can't be the only guy. Like you're gonna get my guy killed. So I definitely would like to see the passing game help him out a little bit as far as New Orleans. So I mean, I know this week you got Michael Thomas who's out, you got Emmanuel Sanders who's out. So you bring up Smith. I can't think of his first name right now, but as a receiver, and then you got Jerry Cook as your tight end.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully they can do something to spread the ball around, so it's not all. So the defense can't just key on Kamara the whole game.
Is Emmanuel Sanders still? Isn't he hurt?
Yeah, he's out. He got ruled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Michael Thomas are out this week. So Breeze is down like his 2 top receivers.
I mean, yeah, you might as well just start Hill as a receiver this week.
Yeah, you can. So yeah, they'll have to figure something out there. But I think that'll be a good game. I'm interested to see that. Because, like I said, the Panthers have been looking actually pretty good this year. That's without McCaffrey being there when Jordan.
Yeah. What's the name? Davis?
Yeah. I'm interested to see what happens when McCaffrey comes back. I wonder if they're going to work him like a workhorse or are they going to let them kind of share it. Now, as you can see, Davis can do, you know what I'm saying, what he's done. I think you split it to where you don't kill McCaffrey because obviously McCaffrey's McCaffrey, but ain't no need. So I compare McCaffrey to Alvin Kamara, but the beauty of Alvin Kamara is Sean Payton smart enough to have first was Mark Ingram, now it's Latavius Murray. You know, they usually the one that have to go in there and take the pounding, and then Kamara is able to come in and do his thing. They don't overuse him.
Yeah,
with McCaffrey, they just running that guy into the ground. You know what I'm saying? So now, right. So now he's in a position where you know you got this other running back who can do just as good. So maybe you kind of help him out a little bit. You know, don't make him have to carry the whole load himself. So, and I think if they do that, I think they actually got a good shot.
Oh yeah, no, I mean you're exactly right on that one because a guy like McCaffrey, he shouldn't have to carry the load like that.
Right.
At all.
And we already know running backs have a low or short NFL career compared to most positions. So
just imagine if San Diego had sat there and said, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and get a back like Latavius Murray or Mark Ingram to back up LT, LaDainian Thompson.
Yeah.
I think he would have did a lot. The career would have been
a little longer. Yeah.
Might have gotten a Super Bowl because like when they got to the playoffs, he was their workhorse.
Right.
And it was like, yo, give me a break.
Yeah.
Especially after Breeze left. Oh man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I mean that's what a lot of the whole NFL is kind of going to that running back committee type thing or whatever. You just gotta have 2 good backs, and like a lot of teams are starting to go to that where you see it where both backs can still get theirs, you know, but at the same time it helps prolong their career or whatever. So.
Oh yeah, like man, I mean, you all's running back system is great. The Patriots, you got White, you got what's his name, Burkhead,
right?
You got one other guy.
Sonny Michel. But then they just got this. Yeah, they just got this rookie there now who's supposed to be really good. I guess we'll see how he does today because Michel's out right now, or he's been out with the injury. And then I think he ended up getting put on the COVID list. Could be wrong about that, but
dang, man.
Yeah, so he's kind of out. But I think all along coming into the season, they've been hyping up this rookie that they drafted. So we'll see. I don't know his name, but we'll see what he looks like today because I think he'll have a bigger workload because they're gonna have to run the ball. Cam can't run the ball every yeah, and like James White isn't really a between the tackles type runner. He's more your passing down back.
Yeah.
So Burkhead is actually really good. I just don't know why he doesn't get as much opportunity as
I don't get it either. He should because like to me he seems like a back that can like Alvin Kamara. He can catch the pass, take off. He can go up the middle if you need him to.
Yeah.
Like the other backs, he's not a. I don't believe he's a every down back up the middle type back.
Mhm.
But I mean, New England got enough running backs to sit there and just you can swap them out like you do your receivers.
Right. Which is another part that's hurting them. They really ain't got no receivers.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, Edelman's the only receiver that's still there, but he's been like struggling. Like he's not been looking like himself. They just
they
I
had
don't
that
know.
other guy, Henry. No, what's
Harry.
his name? Harry.
Yeah.
I haven't heard much about him this year either.
They haven't been doing much. The only game really that they threw the ball to where you can see like what they're capable of was against Seattle. And that's when Edelman had like 179 yards receiving. The other guy had, I think, close to 100. But other than that, there hasn't really been any like pass type stuff happening. It's just been Cam left, Cam right. So
Yeah.
I don't know. They have to figure something out. I don't think he has enough weapons. Like I feel like Cam will be great in that system. He just honestly doesn't have enough weapons. Like he doesn't have really any weapons. You know,
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you who their tight ends are. You know, that's always been a staple in the with him when he was with Carolina when he had Greg Olson, and then just the New England system in general. They've always had like one or two like big name tight ends. They don't. I couldn't tell you who the tight ends are. Like I said, I couldn't even tell you the rookie running back's name. I just know the other guys because they've been there. And then Julian Edelman, he's the only other guy I know that's, you know, as far as the name goes, with that you associate with that team. But
Yeah, and I think that's where the difference in the two quarterbacks come in.
mhm,
Because it's like I feel like Cam might be that quarterback that's like I need at least two good receivers for me, a good receiver and a tight end. Whereas Brady, you know, he would have it, but if they were injured, he knew the next man up was capable.
right,
I just don't. I don't think that Cam had enough time to bond with everybody.
right,
Because like you hear the rumors about Brady, he'd invite him over to his house, they play in the
yeah,
backyard, stuff like that.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think Cam had enough time to sit there and really just because he kind of got picked up in last minute almost.
yeah, yeah, he did.
You know what I mean? And so it's like he didn't have time to really just have that trust with his receivers, have that bond.
Yeah, they're still kind of learning each other basically.
Yeah, because you know how we were in school. It was we worked out together outside of practice.
Right, right,
Um, so like you had that trust of like, yeah, I know he's gonna catch it, or I know he ain't gonna fumble. You know,
right.
I think once as I see New England getting better as the season progresses.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. That's why I'm like, I'm not reading too much into it yet. I kind of one of those things you gotta give it time. This season in general has just been a crazy season. So for a lot of teams,
Everybody,
I'm like, you know, you can't really read too much into it. I mean, I know it's already week 7. Some teams you can read stuff into, like the Jets, obviously. Jets are gonna be that's all you get.
number one draft pick. That's what.
Some of these, the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes that everybody's shooting for.
Yeah, what you call it? A lot of people are saying like, if the Jets get the number one pick, Lawrence should just go ahead and stay in school for another year, and I would too.
So it's weird. Coming into the season, the Jags were the team that everybody thought was going to be. Which I mean, there's only one game. There's a lot of teams that have only won one game. You know, so it is weird because the first rumor I heard was Jags were probably first up. Everybody thought Jags were going to be like at the bottom, like completely. And so obviously they take Trevor Lawrence with the first draft pick, and then they were also saying they could hire Debo. How you say his last name, Sweeney, as the head coach
for the Jags.
Yeah. So that's what I heard, but I don't know how true that is.
Well, I know I've been hearing about Dabo Sweeney with the Texans also.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, about him going back to coach Deshaun.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, since he's been in the league, ain't nobody just been able. I take that back. What it is the Texans' issue. I feel has been since they got into the league, they don't draft any offensive linemen. Like, you get offensive linemen, but you don't sit there and say like how Dallas.
Yeah.
Our backup center right now, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I call him Badass. Because it looks like Badass on the back of his jersey.
Yeah.
But he was the center for Wisconsin, and he helped protect Jonathan Taylor, the running back for the Colts right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like, he was a key part of Jonathan having those big runs up the middle.
Right.
So the Cowboys like, all right, cool. He's good. He could be a starter in the NFL, but we need him to back up. What's his name? Travis.
Mm-hmm.
Travis retired, boom, open the door for him.
Right.
So I mean, well, it didn't really open the door because we still had Looney. Looney ended up getting hurt. Then Badass came in.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, it's like the Cowboys have been drafting capable people for the offensive line for the past few years,
Mhm.
and you would think the Texans would do that since you have a Michael Jordan quarterback.
Right. When you just gave all his money to. Yeah.
Yeah, and then on top of the fact is like, I think it had to do with their GM. I'm glad he's because their left tackle, he's a left tackle for the Seahawks now.
Mhm.
All he wanted was the respect of him being out for family issues or whatever. They gave him, so he forced a trade, and it's just like all those years you were in Houston, you finally got a quarterback that truly needs your protection because you're one of the best tackles in the league.
Mhm.
The team doesn't want to do all they can to help protect their franchise quarterback.
Right.
That's how I felt it was, and that's how I feel it is in Houston. They're just choosing not to protect their quarterback.
Yeah.
Because you got weapons, you let your number one weapon go for David Johnson. When in fact, 10 minutes later, you could have picked up Devontae Freeman. Like literally 10 minutes later, you traded that Hopkins, and then like 10 to 20 minutes later, Devontae Freeman gets released from the Falcons.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you couldn't wait.
Yeah, I definitely think the Hopkins trade was a terrible decision.
That was
to me,
embarrassing.
to me, one of the best receivers. Like I said, out of all the receivers, he's one of those guys with a ball, no matter where it's at, 99% of the time, he's coming down with it. But
Think about it. Those two receivers that are like that in the league, who do they play for? Arizona.
yeah,
Hopkins, the two that catch whatever pass you throw in their vicinity.
yeah, and I love, like, don't get me wrong, like I love David Johnson. A few years ago when he had that one breakout year.
Oh yeah.
I watched him. It was his second year because his rookie year I had picked him up in fantasy, and I was watching. I was like, man, this guy's gonna be good. And then that next year I ended up picking him up again, like with my first pick, and he ended up going off that year. So ever since then, I love the way he used to run. And then I don't know what happened from there when he got hurt the next year before this, like at the end of the season, and then from there he hasn't been the same. And so I was actually rooting for him this year because I watched his off-season workouts. And I was like, man, this dude he looks good. He looks faster than what he was. Look, I don't know what happened last year. He just looked slow, but he looked faster this year. And then also I was like, he's got a lot to prove. You know, he feels all that pressure because it's like you let go of arguably one of the top 3 receivers in the league, or who's not technically you're not top probably 10 right now running backs in the league. So it's a lot to prove, you know. And then obviously, and given, mind you, Houston had a terrible beginning schedule. Like their schedule was horrible at the beginning. So I get that, you know. But that still obviously doesn't make up for letting go of arguably a top 3 receiver right now.
Yeah, like that threw me for a loop. When I seen that headline, I was like, is this a joke? Like, I thought it was like fake news or something, man. Yeah.
But you see what is helping Kyler Murray out, man. That's what's helping Murray look a lot better too. Is that he has somebody
who could just stand back there. He can literally just stand back there and throw it in the middle of the field and know one of them gonna catch it.
Yeah, yeah. He has a good receiving core now. So
yeah. Just I sit there and it kind of, I like Kyler Murray. He's very good, but the disappointing thing for me is the fact that Arizona never gave Josh Rosen a chance. Like, he's still out there in free agency chilling. But like
he's on their practice squad.
Yeah, like you put him in, you drafted him to be your quarterback, but you did him like LeBron. You didn't put him around no pieces. Like David Johnson. David Johnson got hurt.
Yeah.
And then Larry Fitzgerald got hurt. And it was just like, what was he gonna do?
Miami, when he went to Miami.
He went to Miami. Who was he gonna throw to? Devontae Parker? That's it. It's just,
so
I think he's had some bad luck.
I think so too. I don't know if he's as much of a talent as Murray though, just from an athletic standpoint.
No, definitely not the talent.
Yeah.
No. But like, I mean, I just feel like if Sam Darnold got a starting job, Josh Rosen should be starting somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't believe he's better than Josh Rosen. And that was the whole thing of that draft.
Mhm.
Was who was better, and
Yeah,
I'll go with Josh Rosen.
yeah. I don't think I watched him enough to make a decision, but I've seen Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I just watched him in college. I'm in the pros, but I just watched him in college, and like he was a beast in college.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll
So
see.
what's his name was a beast in college too, and he's reporting. So
Some things I'm gonna say it's a lot of sometimes it don't transition to the NFL level.
yeah,
So,
Matt Leinart.
You never
So-
know. Yeah, there's a lot of that you just never know. Some
never know.
things transition, some don't. Who knows?
Well, all right there, man. Well, I guess that could do it for the show today because we got the games coming on soon.
Yeah.
But everybody, thank you for tuning in. I mean, we just want to make sure y'all understood that we still here, coming out with more content. You have anything to say to the people? I know it's been-
No, just go vote. I voted yesterday, so I'm finally, you know what I'm saying, I'm good to go. So just everybody make sure you go out and vote.
Yes, please vote. It doesn't matter who you vote for, just vote. Like your voice everybody's voice needs to be heard. I know we're getting ready to leave, but touching on that topic, we have like almost tripled the early votings than we did since the last presidential race.
Right.
They said it's tripled as far as early voting. Like
Yeah.
That shows you how important this election is. So if you haven't voted,
Right.
until November 3rd, get that vote in.
Yeah, and if anybody needs any information on voting, where to go, deadline, stuff like that, just go to www.wnebridgebuilders.org, and that'll give you all the information on there. There's links to show you where you can vote, when early voting ends, like where you're registered to vote, if you're registered to vote, how to get ready, all that stuff. So all the information's on that website there. So
exactly. Well, all right, everyone. That concludes our show for today. Just always, you can always reach us at www.walkproud.org, or you could give us an email at walkproud.productions@gmail.com. We're on IG, Facebook, YouTube. Hit us up for anything. If you got ideas about content that we can talk about, if you got you want to be on the show because you're doing something in the community to make a difference, let us know. We're very transparent. And whatever you do, remember, whatever it is, love it, live it, and walk proud. Godspeed, everyone.
Walk proud, we shining light. Walk proud, we shining light. For those who are here doing things, we need to know your name. Well, here's the right place. We shining lights. To walk proud, we shining light. Walk proud, we shining light. For those who are here doing things, we need to see your face. Here's the platform, here's the stage. We shining lights. To walk proud.